There's a hidden trend spreading through our grocery stores, and it's not affecting the luxury items. It's a quiet disappearance, a slow-motion crisis that most shoppers are completely missing. While headlines scream about temporary shortages of high-demand goods, the real story is unfolding in the aisles that matter most for our survival. The affordable, foundational foods, the ones families rely on when times get tough, are vanishing from the shelves. I've been analyzing the supply chain data, tracking shipments and watching market trends before they hit the news, and what I've found is alarming. This isn't just about empty spaces on a shelf, it's a signal of what's coming. A massive price surge is on the horizon, set to make these essential items unaffordable for many by December 2025. In this video, we're counting down the 20 cheapest survival foods you need to stockpile right now. I'll reveal the pattern no one else is talking about and explain why these specific items are disappearing first. Pay close attention because what you learn today could be the key to your family's security. And wait until you see item number 10. The reason it's on this list will change how you see everything. Number 1 on our list is iodized salt. In the event of an economic collapse, the most overlooked items often become the most valuable. Iodized salt is a prime example of this principle. While you might see it as a simple seasoning today, its true worth emerges when society faces instability. We've all seen store shelves cleared of essentials during emergencies, but salt is unique. It remains incredibly cheap right up until the moment its multifaceted value becomes obvious to everyone, and by then it's too late. When supply chains break down and preserving food becomes a critical daily task, salt transforms from a pantry staple into a lifeline. You aren't just stocking up on a flavor enhancer, you are acquiring a powerful tool for survival. Think beyond the dinner table. Salt is one of the most effective and ancient food preservatives known to humanity. It's a disinfectant for minor wounds when medical supplies are scarce. It's an electrolyte stabilizer, crucial for creating rehydration solutions when clean water or medical aid is unavailable. Historically, salt has been one of the most potent barter currencies. Its price has already been inching upward due to rising global shipping and processing costs. In a severe recession, the price of bulk mineral salts could easily double or triple as people begin to understand its importance. The most remarkable quality of salt is its permanence. It never expires, it never spoils, and it never loses its potency. This means every container you purchase and store today is a permanent asset for your future security. When meat becomes a scarce luxury, you'll have the means to cure and preserve it. When dehydration becomes a real threat, you'll be able to mix your own life-saving electrolyte drinks. And when others are desperate, you will hold a valuable item for trade. Don't wait. A few extra containers of iodized salt, sealed and stored away, represent one of the smartest and cheapest investments you can make for long-term security. Next up, at number 2, we have dry lentils. As the economy tightens and grocery budgets are stretched to their limits, you need food sources that offer the highest nutritional return for the lowest possible cost. In this category, dry lentils are arguably the most intelligent carbohydrate and protein source you can stockpile. During a prolonged crisis, resources like fuel for cooking become incredibly precious. This is where lentils truly outshine other legumes. They cook quickly, require minimal preparation, and use significantly less water and fuel than traditional dried beans. In a situation where every drop of water and every minute of cooking time counts, this efficiency is a massive advantage. You're not just saving money at the checkout, you're preserving fuel, time, and reducing stress when you need to conserve energy the most. From a nutritional standpoint, lentils provide exactly what your body needs to endure a high-stress environment. They are packed with high-quality protein, slow-release carbohydrates for sustained energy, dietary fiber, iron, and essential minerals that help maintain mental clarity and physical strength. They are also incredibly space-efficient. A large quantity can be stored in a small area, and when sealed properly in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, they can last for a decade or more. This simple, cheap purchase today becomes a long-term food insurance policy. But you need to act now. Major global exporters have already indicated shifts in supply, leading to projections of a 10 to 15% price spike in the near future. When markets constrict, the foods that are easiest to store, transport, and prepare are the first to vanish. Lentils are at the top of that list. Don't view them as just another option. Treat them as a foundational element of your survival pantry. Buy them in bulk, seal them for longevity, and secure a protein source that outperforms almost any other, all for less than $1 a pound today. Coming in at number 3 is instant rice. In an economic collapse, every resource becomes critical, and time and fuel are among the most valuable. The simple act of cooking a meal can become a logistical challenge due to fuel shortages, rolling blackouts, or the skyrocketing cost of propane. This is precisely why instant rice transforms into a survival powerhouse. Unlike regular rice, which can require 20 minutes or more of boiling, instant rice is ready in just a few minutes with minimal fuel. In some cases, it can be rehydrated with just hot water. No continuous boiling needed. When you are exhausted, stressed, cold, or strictly rationing your cooking gas, those saved minutes and conserved resources are invaluable. Today, instant rice is incredibly affordable, often available for around $1 a pound. However, this price point is unlikely to hold. We've already seen global rice prices jump significantly due to market volatility and supply chain issues. When a crisis hits, quick-cook varieties are always among the first staples to be cleared from the shelves by panicked shoppers. Storing it is simple. A cool, dry pantry will keep it stable for up to 5 years, but using Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers can extend that shelf life even further. Instant rice is also incredibly versatile. It can be paired with almost anything in your stockpile: beans, lentils, canned meats, or simple spices and broth cubes, to create warm, morale-boosting meals when comfort is needed most. In a volatile economy, consistency is key, and instant rice provides a guaranteed source of calories you can count on. Don't wait for empty shelves to serve as a reminder of how crucial fast-cooking foods become. Stock up now while it's still one of the cheapest and most reliable foods available. At number 4, we have dried chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. As money gets tighter and high-quality protein sources become more difficult to find, the humble dried chickpea elevates from an overlooked pantry item to an essential survival food. They pack a nutritional punch that few other plant-based staples can rival. When paired with a grain like rice, they form a complete protein, providing all the essential amino acids your body needs. They are also rich in slow-burning carbohydrates for lasting energy, as well as iron, magnesium, and fiber, which promote long-lasting satiety and keep your energy levels stable during stressful periods. While it's true that chickpeas require soaking and a longer cooking time compared to lentils, the payoff is significant, particularly in a long-term scenario where you need hearty, filling meals that can be stretched to feed more people. With just a few simple ingredients like olive oil, garlic powder, and salt, you can transform chickpeas into robust stews, pan-fried patties that act as a meat substitute, or even a basic survival-style hummus that can feel like a gourmet treat during a crisis. Chickpeas store exceptionally well, with a shelf life exceeding 10 years when stored in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. This makes them a low-cost investment that will continue to provide nourishment long after canned goods have been depleted. However, global demand is on the rise, and weather disruptions in major producing regions have already caused prices to climb by 10 to 15%. In any severe economic downturn, affordable protein sources are the first to disappear, and chickpeas will be no exception. Grab them in bulk now, learn how to prepare them, and add a nutrient-dense, versatile food to your stockpile that strengthens your food security without straining your budget. At number 5, we have canned sardines or mackerel. When the economy breaks down and fresh food becomes an unobtainable luxury, canned fish like sardines and mackerel instantly become one of the most valuable proteins you can possess. These small cans are cheap today, typically costing between $1 and $2, but their true worth is revealed during a crisis. They require zero refrigeration, zero preparation, zero fuel, and produce almost no waste. You simply open the can, and you have instant access to real protein, healthy fats, omega-3 fatty acids, calcium from the bones, and essential B vitamins. This level of ready-to-eat nutrition is incredibly rare in the world of survival food. During recessions and supply chain failures, protein shortages hit hard and fast. The canned seafood aisle is consistently one of the first to be emptied. When you factor in the pressures of overfishing, rising international shipping costs, and increasing global demand, it's easy to understand why analysts are projecting a 15 to 20% price jump for these products soon. In a crisis, your body craves healthy fats for energy, mental focus, and warmth. Sardines and mackerel deliver more usable nutrition per ounce than many expensive, specially formulated survival foods. With proper storage in a cool, dark place, some cans can last 5 to 8 years, making them both long-term insurance and an immediate no-fuss meal. When morale is low, a simple bowl of warm rice topped with a can of sardines can feel like a feast. Don't wait for shortages to force your hand. Buy a full case now, practice a first-in, first-out rotation, and secure a powerful, ready-to-eat protein source before prices inevitably climb. Number 6 is peanut butter. As inflation chips away at household budgets and the cost of protein continues to climb, peanut butter establishes itself as one of the most dependable and calorie-dense emergency foods you can store. A single jar is a powerhouse of nutrition, packed with hundreds of calories, healthy fats, protein, and fiber. It also offers a sense of comfort and normalcy, a psychological benefit that becomes invaluable when stress is high and food choices are limited. The convenience of peanut butter is a major advantage. it requires no cooking, no heating, and no special preparation. During a power outage or a fuel crisis, a simple spoonful can provide a quick, life-sustaining burst of energy. When combined with other staples like crackers, oats, or rice cakes, it transforms a simple snack into a substantial meal. For long-term preparedness, however, the true star is powdered peanut butter. This version is lightweight, non-greasy, and boasts an incredible shelf life, capable of lasting 10 years or more when stored in Mylar bags or sealed cans. It serves as your ultimate backup for when regular jars have passed their expiration date. You can rehydrate it with water to create a spread or add the powder directly to oatmeal, smoothies, or baked goods for an instant protein boost without the bulk and short shelf life of traditional jars. The warning signs for its price and availability are already clear. Droughts in major peanut-producing regions are forcing processors to increase prices by 8 to 10%. In a deeper economic crisis, calorie-dense, ready-to-eat foods like peanut butter are always among the first to be hoarded and disappear from shelves. Secure your supply now by stocking several jars for immediate use and investing in powdered peanut butter for your long-term food security. Moving on to number 7, we have powdered eggs. In a genuine economic collapse, fresh eggs will quickly revert to being a rare and expensive luxury, much like we've seen during past shortages where prices soared and shelves were emptied seemingly overnight. This is why powdered eggs are one of the most intelligent long-term protein investments you can make for your stockpile. A single 10 contains the equivalent of 60 to 70 whole eggs, but without the need for refrigeration, the risk of spoilage, or the worry of cracked shells. They are incredibly versatile, allowing you to scramble them for a familiar breakfast, incorporate them into baking recipes, mix them into pancakes, or use them to boost the protein content of otherwise bland survival meals. When your body is under stress and your energy demands are high, having access to high-quality animal protein, not just carbohydrates, is essential for muscle maintenance and overall health. The storage potential of powdered eggs is remarkable, lasting for 10 to 15 years in a cool, dry environment, making them one of the longest-lasting emergency staples you can find. It's also critical to consider historical trends. Previous avian flu outbreaks have caused the price of powdered eggs to jump by nearly 30%. Another such event could easily wipe them from store and warehouse shelves again. In any scenario involving a supply chain breakdown, any food product tied to livestock becomes instantly vulnerable to disruption. Don't wait for that vulnerability to become a reality. Secure a supply of powdered eggs now while they remain relatively affordable, and ensure you can still enjoy a real, protein-rich breakfast, even when the world outside feels uncertain. At number 8 is shelf-stable or powdered milk. When financial pressures mount and grocery supply chains begin to falter, fresh milk is one of the very first items to disappear. This is especially true during power outages or any event that disrupts the cold chain required for refrigeration. That's why having a supply of shelf-stable or powdered milk gives you a significant advantage in any crisis. Powdered milk is a prepper's dream, capable of lasting an incredible 20 years or more when properly sealed in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. This makes it one of the most reliable and long-lasting dairy substitutes available. It offers immense flexibility in your food prep, allowing you to mix it into oatmeal, coffee, mashed potatoes, or baked goods. You can even rehydrate it to drink straight. In difficult times, the simple comfort of a warm cup of milk can provide a psychological boost that should not be underestimated. Cost-wise, bulk powdered milk is still an economical choice, especially when you consider how many gallons a single bag can produce. UHT, or shelf-stable liquid milk, is another excellent option, lasting about a year without refrigeration until opened, making it perfect for your medium-term pantry. But be warned, global dairy powder prices have already seen sharp increases, with demand from other countries putting a strain on domestic availability. In a collapse scenario where fresh dairy is gone, these alternatives will become invaluable. Stock up now on both powdered and UHT milk. Seal the powdered version for long-term storage, and you will have secured a dependable source of protein, calcium, and comfort for when the conventional supply chain inevitably breaks. Number 9 is canned pumpkin or sweet potato. When a crisis extends for weeks or months, and your body starts to feel the fatigue from a diet of cheap, repetitive meals, canned pumpkin and sweet potato become the unsung heroes of your survival pantry. These aren't just seasonal baking ingredients, they are nutrient-dense powerhouses. They are loaded with vitamin A, an essential nutrient for immune function and vision, as well as fiber, potassium, and slow-burning carbohydrates that help maintain stable energy levels during high-stress periods. In an economic collapse, when fresh produce becomes prohibitively expensive or completely unavailable, these canned vegetables provide a rare combination of reliable nutrition and long-lasting calories that need no refrigeration and almost no preparation. You can easily stir a scoop into your morning oats, use it to thicken soups and stews, stretch pancake batter to feed more people, or even eat it straight from the can with a dash of cinnamon for a morale-boosting treat. The shelf life is exceptional, easily lasting 3 to 5 years, and many cans remain perfectly safe to eat far beyond their printed best-by dates if stored in a cool, dark pantry. With extreme weather events impacting major agricultural regions, the cost of these vegetables is already on the rise, with price hikes of 10 to 15% becoming common. As more people awaken to the value of shelf-stable produce, these cans will disappear from shelves faster than you might think. Add a case to your reserves now while they are still inexpensive. In a prolonged crisis, nutrient-dense comfort foods like these will be worth their weight in gold. At number 10, we have cornmeal. This is the item that will shock you once you understand its hidden role. In a major economic crisis, one of the biggest challenges is not just having food, but having the ability to stretch basic ingredients into filling, satisfying, and morale-supporting meals. Cornmeal accomplishes this better than almost any other grain. It remains incredibly cheap today, yet it can be transformed into an astonishing variety of foods: cornbread, polenta, dumplings for stew, hush puppies, fried cakes for a treat, or a simple, warm porridge. When you need meals that fill you up, warm your body, and keep your family satisfied, cornmeal proves itself as a true survival staple. It is calorie-dense, easy to cook, and pairs perfectly with other stockpile essentials like powdered milk, beans, or canned meats. Nutritionally, it provides a solid foundation of slow-burning carbohydrates and essential minerals that help stabilize your energy when stress is actively draining your body. The shelf life is respectable, lasting 12 to 18 months in its original packaging, but this can be extended to 5 years or more when stored in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers. The reason this is so critical to stock now is tied to the global grain market. With global corn prices already seeing significant increases and supply chains tightening, all corn-based products are vulnerable to price spikes. More importantly, if wheat shortages were to become severe, a very real possibility, corn would become the primary fallback grain that everyone rushes to buy. We saw this pattern with other staples. Don't be caught in that scramble. Stock up on cornmeal now, divide it into properly sealed portions, and guarantee yourself a versatile foundational food source as the economy shows more signs of instability. Number 11 on our list is instant mashed potatoes. In a prolonged economic downturn, when you are mentally exhausted from constant stress and trying to stretch every dollar, instant mashed potatoes become one of the most practical and comforting foods in your stockpile. Their primary advantage lies in their efficiency. They require almost no fuel, no advanced cooking skills, and very little water to prepare. This is a massive benefit when access to propane, electricity, or even clean water becomes uncertain or rationed. With just a bit of hot water, you can have a warm, filling, and morale-boosting meal in minutes. It feels like real food, which is a powerful psychological lift when everything else feels like you are just in survival mode. Nutritionally, instant potato flakes are calorie-dense and easy to digest, making them perfect for people of all ages. They are incredibly versatile, serving as a perfect base for other stockpile items like beans, canned meats, powdered cheese, or gravy mixes to create a hearty meal. The comfort factor cannot be overstated. They tap into an emotional need for familiar meals when the world outside is anything but normal. The shelf life is also impressive. While they last for a couple of years in their original packaging, storing them in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers can extend their viability up to 10 years or more, but you must pay attention to the warning signs. Potato crop yields in major U.S. growing regions have already declined due to extreme weather, steadily pushing prices higher. When supply chains experience further strain, these affordable comfort foods will be among the first to vanish. Secure your supply now and guarantee yourself a cheap, warm, and reliable meal source for the hard times ahead. Next, at number 12, we have pasta. When money is tight, your options are limited, and your stress levels are high, pasta proves to be one of the most reliable and cost-effective survival foods you can have on your shelves. It is incredibly cheap today, often available for $1 per pound or even less. Yet it delivers a substantial return on that small investment. A single serving provides around 200 calories, long-lasting fullness, and the flexibility to create dozens of different meals with just a few basic ingredients. In an economic crisis, as families struggle to keep children fed and maintain a sense of normalcy, pasta becomes a true lifeline. It cooks relatively quickly, requires no refrigeration, and serves as a blank canvas for almost anything else in your pantry, whether it's canned tomatoes, beans, sardines, olive oil, bouillon cubes, or just simple spices. A critical point often overlooked during a long-term crisis is food fatigue, especially with children. Pasta is a food that most kids will eat without complaint, which is a bigger deal than many people realize when trying to maintain family morale. Stored properly in airtight containers away from moisture and pests, pasta can easily last for 5 to 10 years, making it one of the most durable carbohydrates you can store. But here is the urgent warning. Global prices for durum wheat, the key ingredient in quality pasta, have already spiked over 11% due to severe droughts in Canada and Europe. Pasta manufacturers are always the first to feel these shortages, and they will pass the cost on to consumers. That cheap 99-cent box of spaghetti could quietly climb to $1.50 or $2 before you know it. Don't wait for the sticker shock. Stockpile 10 to 20 pounds now and build a solid carbohydrate foundation before the prices explode. Coming in at number 13 are hard red wheat berries. When an economic collapse extends beyond a few weeks or months, the individuals who fare the best aren't necessarily the ones with the most canned goods. They are the ones with the most raw foundational staples. In this category, nothing beats hard red wheat berries for true long-term resilience. These are not just grains, they represent a complete survival system in a bag. When stored properly in mylar bags or sealed food-grade buckets, wheat berries can last for an astonishing 25 to 30 years, outliving nearly every other food in your pantry. In a crisis, they provide 3 critical advantages that processed foods cannot. First, you can grind them into fresh, nutritious flour for baking bread, flatbreads, or tortillas. Second, you can cook the berries whole for a chewy, filling porridge or a side dish similar to rice. Third, you can sprout them to produce nutrient-rich greens, a vital source of vitamins when fresh produce is unavailable or unaffordable. At a bulk price of around 60 to 75 cents per pound, the value is simply unbeatable. Remember, pre-ground flour goes rancid within months due to the oils being exposed to oxygen, but whole wheat berries keep their nutrients locked inside for decades. With droughts impacting key wheat-growing regions like Kansas and Oklahoma, U.S. exports have tightened, which increases domestic demand for long shelf-life grains. The idea of bread shortages is not a fictional scenario. We have already seen empty aisles during previous supply chain scares. Don't wait for the next round. Securing a bulk bag of wheat berries and a simple manual grinder is one of the single most powerful steps you can take toward genuine food independence. At number 14, we have popcorn kernels. In a crisis, morale can become just as crucial as calories, and popcorn kernels offer an abundant supply of both. Most people dismiss popcorn as a simple movie night snack, but seasoned preppers recognize it as a versatile, incredibly long-lasting dual-purpose grain. When stored properly in a cool, dry place, popcorn kernels can last for 5 to 10 years, and when sealed in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, their shelf life can stretch into decades. This makes them one of the most overlooked survival carbohydrates you can purchase, often for less than $1, more $25 per pound. Their most obvious benefit is as an instant morale booster. With a little oil and salt, you can create a warm, crunchy, and satisfying snack that provides comfort when stress levels are high and meals have become repetitive and bland. But here's the real hidden value. Popcorn kernels can also be ground into homemade cornmeal. If you own a small manual grain mill, you have a secondary source of cornmeal ready to go. In a long-term economic downturn, where processed corn products like grits and cornmeal have vanished from store shelves, having this backup becomes a serious strategic advantage. Global demand for corn is already high, and as other corn-based products become scarce, these unassuming little kernels become your private stockpile of calories. They are compact to store, cook quickly with minimal fuel, and offer welcome variety when your daily meals start to feel monotonous. Add a large bag of popcorn kernels to your pantry now. You'll be giving yourself both a much-needed comfort food and a critical fallback grain before shortages tighten their grip. At number 15, we have rolled oats. When an economic crisis drags on and food fatigue truly sets in, rolled oats emerge as one of the most reliable, filling, and cost-effective staples you can depend on day after day. Oats are a nutritional powerhouse, delivering long-lasting energy, helping to stabilize blood sugar, and keeping you feeling full far longer than most other cheap carbohydrates. At just 75 cents to $1 per pound in bulk, oats provide one of the lowest cost per meal ratios in the entire world of food preparedness. What makes them invaluable during a crisis is their sheer simplicity. You can prepare a hot, nourishing breakfast with nothing more than hot water. In an extreme situation where fuel is unavailable, they can even be prepared with cold water, just requiring a longer soak time. This means you conserve precious fuel, save time, and get consistent, reliable calories when you need them most. Rolled oats are also a perfect base for other items in your stockpile. They pair well with almost anything: powdered milk, peanut butter, sugar or honey, canned pumpkin, spices, or even a scoop of powdered eggs to create a protein-fortified meal. When stored in mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, their shelf life extends well over 10 years, making them a dependable backbone food for any long-term survival plan. It is no surprise that in past shortages, oats were one of the first grains to disappear from shelves as families quickly recognized their value and versatility. Do not wait for that moment to repeat itself. Buy your rolled oats in bulk now, store them properly, and secure a foundational food that will keep your body steady and your morale intact through uncertain times. Number 16 on our list is ramen noodles. In a collapsing economy, when your stress levels are perpetually high and moments of comfort are few and far between, ramen noodles become far more than just a cheap meal. They transform into a psychological lifeline. At just 25 to 30 cents per block, ramen represents one of the most affordable hot meals you can possibly store. Its preparation is a prepper's dream. It requires minimal fuel, almost no cooking skill, and very little water. In a world defined by uncertainty, the ability to have a hot, salty, and familiar meal ready in just 3 minutes can make a massive difference in maintaining morale. It's a small taste of normalcy when everything else is chaotic, but the true survival value of ramen extends beyond the noodles themselves. Those tiny foil seasoning packets are pure gold in a crisis. They are potent flavor enhancers capable of turning otherwise bland staples like rice, beans, potatoes, or plain pasta into genuinely flavorful meals. This is critical because when stress is high, it can suppress your appetite. A savory broth can encourage you to eat and keep your strength up. Ramen has a decent shelf life of 2 to 3 years in its original packaging, and this can be extended even further when stored in airtight containers. Because it's lightweight, compact, and universally recognized, it also becomes a perfect low-cost barter item when store shelves are empty. But here is the critical warning. Global wheat prices are on a steady rise, and instant noodle manufacturers are always among the first to feel the pressure, leading to early price hikes. In any deep recession or food shortage scenario, ramen will vanish from shelves faster than almost anything else. Stockpile a full case now, while it's still one of the cheapest foods you can buy. Next up at number 17, we have sugar and molasses. In a long-term economic collapse, when securing enough calories becomes a daily challenge and your energy levels are constantly crashing from stress, sugar and molasses are elevated from simple sweeteners to essential survival tools. Sugar isn't just about making things taste good, it's about pure, immediate fuel for your body. A single tablespoon provides a rapid 50-calorie boost, an effect that can be genuinely life-saving when you're physically exhausted from tasks like hauling water, chopping wood, or simply dealing with the strain of rationing meals. Even more importantly, sugar is a critical component of long-term food preservation. Without it, you lose the ability to make shelf-stable jams, jellies, and fruit syrups from any foraged or garden produce. It's also used in curing certain types of meats, a vital skill when refrigeration is a thing of the past. Molasses takes this value proposition even further. Unlike refined white sugar, molasses is rich in essential minerals like iron, magnesium, potassium, and vitamin B6. These are nutrients your body will desperately crave when a varied diet of fresh produce becomes a distant memory. Both of these items store exceptionally well. White sugar, when kept dry and sealed, lasts indefinitely. A sealed jug of molasses can easily last for 5 years or more. But here is the danger. Global sugar production is tightening due to weather and geopolitical factors, and prices are already climbing. Natural sweeteners like molasses are rising even faster because of a surge in international demand. In any collapse scenario, items that provide both comfort and energy disappear almost instantly. Do not underestimate their value. Stock several bags of sugar and at least 1 large jug of molasses now. Your future recipes, your morale, and your energy levels will depend on it. Coming in at number 18 are bouillon cubes or powdered broth. During a prolonged crisis, one of the greatest threats to your well-being, both physically and mentally, is food fatigue. Eating the same bland, flavorless rice or beans day after day can drain your willpower and make mealtimes a chore instead of a moment of relief. This is precisely why bouillon cubes and powdered broth are absolute essentials in any economic collapse scenario. These tiny, lightweight flavor packets can completely transform the simplest of meals into something warm, savory, and deeply comforting. With just a single cube, you can turn a cup of plain rice into a flavorful soup, create a rich broth base for noodles or pasta, season foraged vegetables, or add a much-needed depth to simple bean stews. It's the difference between merely surviving and feeling human. Furthermore, the salt and electrolytes present in bouillon are critical for replenishing what your body loses through sweat during physical labor or what can be lost during bouts of illness and dehydration. They help keep your body's systems balanced when medical care is unavailable. Right now, they cost next to nothing, often just $1 or $2 for a container of 50, yet they offer tremendous value with every serving. When stored in an airtight container, they can easily last 5 to 10 years, making them one of the cheapest and most effective long-term morale boosters you can buy. As more people turn to shelf-stable ingredients during uncertain times, bouillon is one of the first things to get cleared out. Don't wait for the next panic. Stock up now and ensure every survival meal you eat tastes like something worth looking forward to.